Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Married at First Sight panel with myself, Glenn, and Jack from Jack and Glenn, and we have the lovely Talisa Ray on. What's up, Talisa? How are you doing?
Everything's good. I don't have no complaints. I got complaints, but I'm grateful. So that's why everything is good.
I know that's right. I know. Hey, look, ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of being grateful. Have some
little gratitude. That's it.
Hey, I know that's right. Every day above ground is a good day.
Yeah.
That's what they say all the time. It's better to be
seen than viewed.
Seen than viewed. So
yes,
it's better being that. So it's good. But we're gonna hop into it, man. Married at First Sight this week. The reunion. First of all, I thought Kevin Frazier did a good job asking the right questions. He asked them multiple times, but he did all right asking the questions, trying to get some answers from these people, right? These people who are a little bit loony. We had some good couples. David and Madison looked like they was dressed for the prom. Camille and Thomas, you know, they still married. Carla and Juan was nice to each other on the reunion, but there's a whole lot going on with them now.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on with Carla and Juan now, so we might get into that and might do a video on that a little bit later, but we'll get into it if we can. And then we had let's see who else did I miss out of that relate. And then you had
Emem
and Kechi, cordial but not cordial. And Shade was still flying. So let's get into it. Talisa, let's start with the couple that's happy, right? The couple that's doing good. A couple that everybody wants to know about. We got Thomas and Camille. We know that they still married. What was your thoughts on Thomas and Camille from the reunion? Anything stand out for you?
I feel like I'm really glad that they're still married a year in, and I feel like she is way more into him now than she was when they left on decision day before. You know, I think that he has really showed her who he really is. One of the things she said was that I ain't writing no notes, but she said I want to say she said something to the effect of I didn't want to seem like I was just being honest. I didn't want to seem like I didn't want to be with him or like I was mean or something to that effect. And I was thinking to myself, no, you were being who you are because you weren't sure about who he was and what how he identified or what you were used to for a Black man, and what you recognize is he was the right kind of Black man for you. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like she learned that she discounted him more than she should have. And so I was really glad. I was really happy. And I'm trying to think about like some of the things that they said. Oh, about maybe in a year they're gonna have a baby. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, you don't know when that baby gonna show up. If y'all not using nothing, that baby show up sooner than that. But okay.
Right.
Because you remember when I don't never remember nobody's name once they gone.
Shawnice and Jeffy?
No.
Brianna and Vincent.
No.
Woody and
Brianna and Vincent? I didn't even know if they were still together. They still together?
Yeah, they are. They just had another baby.
Amani and Woody?
No, they got their 2 kids. They doing real well. No, they was Black.
Deanna and Greg.
Yes. He didn't want no kids. He was talking about him and no kids, and boom, there was the kids. You know, she wanted them right away. He wanted to wait, and boom, she put it down. Was like, give me that baby. So,
right.
You know, you think it's gonna be a year, and that was a lot of people, y'all. Y'all remember all the people name? I'm all like, nope.
Just Black couples. Just the Black couples. I'm just kidding.
And I thought they looked nice together. Yeah, she even looked like she might have got a little extra swag on her, you know. Right. And I was glad that Kevin had said, you know, men understand that a lot of times it's the women that help you with your energy, your swag, your clothing, it's us. But we like it's how you gonna look. I don't, even if we like you looking square and you know, the blurred that you are, it's us. We're the ones that's gonna pick out the stuff. Period. The end. But I think that's all I got. I'm sure you got something that's gonna make me think about it though.
So you wanna go?
I feel like Talisa. Like, I didn't write nothing down neither. I was just happy they were still together. I expected them to still be together. I like the fact that they talked about having their own place. How they did had to struggle staying in his spot with one bedroom, one bathroom.
And one set of keys.
One set of keys. Trying to figure that out.
Oh yeah. Why do you have one set of keys? Why wouldn't you tell the people that you need another set of keys? Like, why would? If you
I don't understand.
He want the rent to go up, man.
I was gonna say, was the money gonna go up on the rent?
You gotta put it on the lease. Because I remember my room, you got to put the person. I remember my roommate left. One roommate left, and then my man Ray came in. I had to add. So we know you got somebody else living. We got to add them to the lease. For what, sir? You ain't got to know who out here who living up in here. Yeah. But for some reason, you got to add the person to the lease, and I guess he didn't want to add her. Give him any set of keys. So it's weird there. But I think one thing that touched me, or one thing that was brought up, when Thomas talked about his blackness, he said, we can't put all black men in a box.
Yeah.
That all black men are different, and what she tried to do, and not what people on the show and what society try to do, is make all black men look or feel or be one type of way. And his blackness is much more than just, compared to everybody else, right? He works in a different area. He walks a different way. He different financials, but he is still an African American male, and which is great by him. You could even see Thomas his swag, as she said, his swag was a little bit different, right? His walk was a little bit different. His talk was a little bit different since he's with Camille. And I think they complement each other. I think she's grown a lot. She's grown a lot with him, and he's grown a lot with her. He wants to be. You can see the softer side of her than we saw in the season. She still played too much for me, but but that works for her, right? That works for her, and that works for him.
Real quick before you go any further, I did want to talk about that blackness thing, the colorism thing. From the reunion, what I gathered was it really wasn't as big a thing as they made it look like. That's all they could really focus on with them, the swag thing, and then how she commented on his blackness. But it really wasn't that big of a thing, is what I kind of got from the reunion. I was like, it's like they had to have something with them. Like, who was it? I always say this, like Bobby and Danielle. I think it was Bobby and Danielle. It was nothing with them. So they made the fact that he was like, saying I love you is a big thing. That was their thing, but it was really nothing. So I think they really settled into each other and really understood, like you said, blackness is multidimensional.
Yes.
It's and
no matter man or woman, it is multidimensional.
Yep.
Because people think all black women are the same too. So that we all have the same kind of disposition and energy. So you're absolutely right. And I was gonna say, when you said about how they had to focus on just the whole blackness conversation, I was thinking about if you've ever been on TV, which I have. I did a couple of things. If you've ever been on TV, the producers ask you to say something. So if they don't have nothing, they kept probably bringing up. So how do you feel about her saying you don't have swag, and let's talk about, why don't you ask them? So I think that was a good point, because they didn't have really a whole lot going on. That was just you don't have no swag, and how black are you?
That's it.
That's it. That's it. Other things that she touched on was how they handle conflict. So they have had some issues, but they learned how to talk to each other, learn how to have some conflict resolution. And Thomas brought up how his mom loves Camille. Well, we saw that anyway when they was drinking, taking shots together, that his mama liked
his birth mother. His
birth mother likes Camille. Yeah. But the conflict thing was good, because when you newly married and you just married and the cameras are gone now and you don't have to answer to production, it makes a big difference. I just knew when we were newly married, some of the conversations, some of the arguments, and some of the just conflicts was petty, and we had to learn how to discuss things with one another, and how to talk to one another, and how to treat one another. And that's a whole process in itself when you marry.
Didn't she say this was like one of the healthiest relationships when it came to communication that she's ever had? I was like, that's awesome. And I would like to contribute that to the fact that I would like to say that's what it is. It's the age difference. He's a little more mature. Remember how he talked about at the retreat? He was like, I'm too old for this drama. When you hopefully, and then coming out of that 9-year relationship that didn't go anywhere, I would hope I will hope he learned how to talk and how to communicate and how to, and be emotionally intelligent and be able to deal with a woman. Because I would be disappointed. I'm like, bro, you 42, you don't know how to talk. But it be like that sometimes. It be like that.
But he found himself in her, and I think I think what she was looking for, him taking the lead. All Thomas needed was the cameras to go away, and he needed to know that she was down with him. And now he's doing the leadership. He's taking a leadership role, right? He knew I think it's almost like, I know I'm on a show, but I don't know what this show is going to give me, and I don't know what you're going to give me. But once this bad boy is over, I got you.
Yeah.
And I think now he's showing her, hey, I can lead. I may not be the rah-rah, loud talking guy, but I can lead, and I don't have to raise my voice, or I don't have to walk around the house and beat my chest and I'm the man in order for me to lead. Because when you walk around the house self-beating the man, who are you telling? Are you encouraged? You got to convince yourself. You try to convince yourself, So, but again, he leads, and every man leads in a different way. So it's something that's different for them. So that's all I got from them. I mean, I'll talk about Camille a little bit later, how she still rocks with Madison, how all the girls rock with Madison, but that's a whole different thing. I don't think too many people rock with her when she start taking men in the circle. I don't
know. I'll wait till we get there.
We'll get there, because the other women have a conversation with Kevin, and we'll talk about that. While we're talking about Madison, let's get to Madison and David, right? Madison and David, they're still together. They moved in together. David he's
that part knocks me out.
He's moving up like George and Weezy. He's out the basement.
Listen, out the basement, but moved in with her. Okay, but then we wanted to make sure that we knew that he had bought a house, and I'm all like, "Did you buy a rental property? Right? Just for us to, like, did you? We can Google you, sir. We can look up property owners."
He said we got a rental property. Here's the question, Talisa. Is a rental property hers, and we saying we?
That's what he
right. Did she buy a rental property? And because we together, we have a rental property, sir. I
hate that we're questioning.
But sir, if you bought a rental property, why did you buy a house to live in? Why she not living with you? And then y'all renting her spot out. I'm just asking. We haven't.
That was my thought too. Like, he's a liar. He been lying. Okay, now listen. You know how I feel like I'm like a little wavering on his lies and on the reasons and all of that, but he been lying. So I mean, they live together. They could have had a whole ass conversation about what we're going to talk about. This is how we're going to behave. These are the things that we're going to say. Like, I don't expect them not to. Personally, if I was with someone and we were getting ready to go on our reunion show, I'm absolutely going to say, so let's talk about how we're going to act, what things we're going to share. Even when I think about Camille and Thomas, like, you got to have a conversation about what parts of our lives are we sharing, and what do we agree on? You know what I mean? So I don't know. They could have possibly agreed to lie together. Who knows? And you're right. I feel bad that I'm saying this, and specifically because he's a Black man. I feel bad. Like, I'm for my people, right? But also he, like, blonde hair, blue-eyed women. So y'all don't judge me, judge your mama. But I just feel away. You know what I'm saying? I just feel away. I feel bad that I'm saying these things because I want to believe you, right? I got hope for us as people, but you decided to choose what you chose. And he lying. I think they lying.
Listen, I think you make a good point. And like I said, I feel bad too, but it's like the boy that cried wolf. Mm-hmm. As you lie about that wolf coming so many times, even when you tell the truth, people will be like, you still lying. So he really set himself up like this. I believe you too. Before they came on, they talked about it because he's a terrible liar. And Madison was like,
both of them are terrible liars.
Well, I don't
know. I think that she stopped lying because he was not a good liar. So she was like, you need to just come out with it because you're making this worse than it has to be.
Yeah. So I'm sure beforehand she was like, now look, what you getting ready to say? No, that don't make no sense. Say it like this. Let's do it like this. I absolutely believe that.
Again, she's taking the lead. She's an alpha female in this relationship. And I've always said that if you go back to after they reveal that they're in a relationship at the retreat, he didn't take her bags downstairs. He has not done anything that you would consider manly or an elitist. Maybe put the balloons in the apartment, but I think production did that. I mean, in the hotel, besides sexually, right? So what made me think that you're going to go buy an investment property? You could have had that investment property anyway. You didn't have to be in your parents.
That was his point.
You didn't have to be in your parents' basement from the get-go, right? Look, man, if my son was living in our basement and a girl wanted to date him, I'll be like, are you sure? This dude is living in the basement at my house. I will be honest.
You might not say that because he might don't have a plan. You think that he have a plan, that he's saving his money. It's a different thing. So
but I will be honest with her and be like, hey, you need to tell her what your plan is.
You would not.
No.
Ask Jack, Talisa.
See, I went to Lisa. I'd be like, I wouldn't automatically negate him because I wouldn't tell no girl not to talk to him. Like Talisa said, I still believe my David's thing was I can when I want to, and with Michelle, you're not going to force my we don't know all the circumstances. Right. We don't know. But I believe he did have the ability to make those moves. Yeah. But it's like, I'm not going to do it because you said so. And you're not going to, in this case, because him and Michelle they weren't on the same page anyway. I think because of where him and Madison were, that was a motivation even more to be like, and she wasn't like, ew, you in the basement. She didn't treat it like that at all. And he was like, I want to do different. I want to step up because I want to show this woman. And let's be real, I'm gonna prove Michelle wrong. I do have the ability to do it.
According to Michelle, it seems like she been in a couple of basements. I mean, Madison. According to Madison, she's been in a couple of basements. I mean, think about what she said, what she's used to, right? In the last episode, she's used to one night stand. She used to the hit it and quit it type guy. She used to be in those type of places. She used to be in that type of places. So the basement, man, I'm just going by what she said.
Just because they want one night stands, etc., don't mean that they live in a basement. They you having a one night stand now. Wait a minute.
Hold on. She didn't mind the basement.
We don't know that.
We don't know.
Her one night stand might have been in the Marriott.
Yes, and she could have been like, because they've been having conversations on that treadmill since the honeymoon. She could have been the one to ask. So, like, what is your plan, or what do you think you're gonna do? And asking all the right questions, and that when time came, he was like, I'm ready. Yeah, let's go, because they was getting rings and really wanting to be together like almost immediately. So I really feel like that. I feel like she had said that they had like, he was sweet and they had these great conversations. I feel like she was asking the questions that Michelle have been closed off to immediately. And he, like you said, Jackie, was like, I want to show that I can do this, that this is really a thing. And I got something to prove to Michelle and everybody who watched.
Because Madison wasn't like ill,
right?
Then why are you living in her spot and not living in your property? Because guess what? If even y'all together, it's his name on it. Is because both of y'all name. You ain't dumb enough to put her name on your investment property neither. That's just stupid. If y'all break up, that's something else to fight about. But why is she not living with you? You moving in with her?
Because she got a lease. She got a lease. Her lease is a whole nother year. She got a lease.
He got a free place to lay his head.
No, ain't nowhere free. You gotta pay for something, some kind of way. Even if it seemed free, even if she ain't asking him for no money, he paying.
That's what I'm about to say to Lisa again. I'm telling you, he is going to tour to prove Michelle wrong. So I promise you, if it's her spot, he paying every utility he can. He is listening.
Y'all giving this dude so much credit.
It's just common sense.
Yes. Do you see how giddy that man was about that woman?
Ooh, baby.
Because she's doing it right.
But what I'm saying is,
him something he ain't getting.
Come on, as a man. Shoot. As enamored as he is with that woman, as giddy as he is, that joker will bend over backwards. I'm getting ready to show you. You did not make no mistake hooking up with me. that Michelle, is she a liar? I'm gonna be better than Allan was for you. He gonna go out his way to prove himself to be the man.
Mind you, this is a year after. He might be doing all right, but look,
And I do think that you're right, that she might be the lead in their relationship because he wants to make sure she's happy and that they do all the things according to what she wants so that he can be the man that she wants him to be. So I am gonna agree with you on that, Glenn. But in that same breath, he doing the stuff he's supposed to do.
Okay.
Y'all saying David went and got a third job? No, I think his job was probably decent. I think he had.
I do too.
I think he had remember he paid for his he got his student loans. He paid his student loans off being at home there. I feel like he makes decent money.
They were still
ain't cheap.
But at the time of this show, student loans still had interest free. You had no interest on them loans.
No.
This show was filmed in 2023. Student loans didn't get their interest back to 24. So he was paying. I mean, I don't know what that man loans was. Let me stop.
I was about to say, how much was your loans? I mean, I know you was a little longer before you graduated than him, but think about that. Like, ain't nothing cheap about them loans. With
interest or not.
All right, Madison and David talked too. They started spilling some beans. Kevin Frazier asked multiple questions. Madison says she claims, and I'm going to use quotation marks, claims, that it took them 3.5 weeks after going to the gym before they really got involved with each other.
That was quick, though. What do you mean? 3.5 weeks? That's fast.
David said, when I first saw her, I was like, why they didn't match me with her? So somebody lying.
But just because
go ahead.
No, say go ahead.
I was gonna say, and then Ikechi had the nerve to be like, I seen it in the gym when I was in there in the gym with her.
I wish you would shut up.
Hey, so what it means?
Iki gets on my nerves.
Oh,
But here it is. So I'm gonna paint the picture because I gotta go with shows. So that means Ikechi, Juan, Madison, and David all be at the gym together early in the morning. So they all knew what was going on, and ain't nobody tell this lady. Ain't nobody. I mean, Casey don't talk to Emem, so he ain't had no bedroom conversation with her. Juan ain't telling Carla because she know Carla talk too much. So they everybody keeping this on the wraps, and they see David over there, he ha with Madison, and every dude except for every dude on this show.
What they gonna say?
Every dude on this show know Allan's girl is talking to another dude, and don't nobody say nothing. If he didn't like, he should at least tell Allan, man, your girl over there hollering up with David a little too much.
Okay, so that seemed a little messy. Is that what you're gonna do? Now, I think that the men could have said something to him directly versus pillow talk is pillow talk. When you
they ain't sending to the pillow talk spouse, right?
I mean, that's because you gotta like them. So when you think about the people who you talking about, they didn't like the people that they was with. Pillow talk, pillow talk come, but because they didn't like them, they wasn't gonna say nothing. I think it was their responsibility to say something to David about what they see. They should have said, like, hey, what's going on? I see X, Y, and Z. You need to fix that or say something about it. That they had a responsibility for. And I don't care what you say, Glenn, you would not have been gossiping, okay?
Yo, I've been like Jack.
You might have told Jackie like on the low, but Jackie quiet. Jackie ain't gonna go.
I've been like Jack. That's what I saw.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna be gossiping with the fellas. You know?
No. We definitely would have been making the math match up.
Yeah.
At night, be like, you know what I'll be like, oh, I bet you they. But nah.
But if that's your, I'm not saying they're buddy, but you see, David is doing extra with this man's wife. In case you I saw you on a cardio. You don't never do cardio.
But see, it was that kind of stuff. Like that kind of it'd be different if they actually. I don't think they were bold enough because I feel like it would have came up before. I don't think they were bold enough to be like flirting with each other. But he definitely was on. Like he told his friend, I did cardio for like 2 hours. Yeah. Don't never do that.
He enjoyed the conversation, and the way you saw him giddy now, I'm sure whatever she said in the gym, he was just as giddy.
Yeah, and don't nobody want to jump to conclusions and say, "Ooh, I think your wife trying to hit on David," and then you will put yourself in the middle.
But that's what Carla said too. Carla said, "I thought it might have been something going on, but I didn't want to say nothing either."
And I'm not convinced.
And then everybody knew that Michelle didn't really like David anyway, but that doesn't make it right. Everybody want to use that excuse. It doesn't make it right for him to cheat.
No, and I'm not convinced, even though we know what happened with Juan and Carla. I feel like they might have had a little conversation, like, that's suspicious. They probably didn't get into it. I think they might have hinted at it every once in a while, but then just blew it off or whatever. But
and then 3.5 weeks. 3.5 weeks, wasn't that around the time when he called her transactional? Or around the time that so I'm gonna use her timeline because I think it was sooner than that. I really do think they hit it off on the honeymoon. When that night he didn't come back, and when the first time that we saw them in the gym and they was talking, I'm like,
hit it off, but not feeling each other.
But I think he was feeling her from day one. He was like, I wanted to know when you say I saw her and was like, why didn't the experts match me with her? That means at a man conversation, you're feeling her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why? Hold on, why didn't they match me with her? And you got a whole wife upstairs. Michelle hadn't really gone off yet when they met each other.
No, but she had illed him though.
But she had icked him, but
she had been like, ew, that's gross.
She illed him on the first day in the reception, honey. She was
like,
did.
She did.
He saw her like when he saw Madison when they did a little they didn't do a little prayer. What did they do? That little circle that she gave that little poem, whatever. It was in a little circle, and she gave that poem. The first time they saw each other.
I don't know.
I don't even remember.
He was eyeing her.
Oh, you talking about Madison? Oh yeah, that little semi-vulgar cheer toast when they had the alcohol.
I think too when he first saw her and they all got on that go on that flight when they first all met each other. You know how when they go out and they this is my wife, this is my husband, I'm trying to remember what he how he looked at her when he saw her then. Like it might have always been.
Yep.
Then they show a clip of Madison talking about that girl. Y'all talk about liars earlier. Look, I don't know why I don't know why she keep putting my name in her mouth. I ain't with her.
That was hilarious.
And I'm sitting here like, girl, you done just lie all this on this camera. You just be lying. And y'all could
That's why she had to stop lying because he wasn't a good liar. Good liars know when you don't know how to lie. They be like, this is too much. You ain't lying good, okay? Like you think you finna get. Let me just go on and be truthful and honest and deal with whatever the repercussions are. And they probably had the conversation in there in them gyms that said we just gonna wait this out the 8 weeks, and then here he come with his text message.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no telling. But she wasn't lying. But go ahead.
No, go ahead, please.
No, it's okay.
Now I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Like, did y'all get the feeling that Madison, after a year later, still try to play the victim? Still try to play like, why y'all coming at me? Like, why y'all still after me about David? Michelle didn't like him anyway.
I didn't get that energy. I actually think that everybody handled themselves really well, actually, and were very like apologetic, and it felt more sincere. I didn't feel like she felt like Michelle did, even though we all know Michelle didn't want him. I don't think that wasn't the energy she gave me.
But she wasn't the person that I felt like was playing the victim. I feel like Michelle still playing
the victim.
I'm like, God, dog, it's a year later. You still in your feelings talking to this man in the doggone green room. Allan, did you see that? And Allan like, bro, I'm over it. I got me a chocolate honey. I'm not stunting Madison.
My daughter pointed out. She's like, hold on for a minute. Ain't she black?
She looked brown in that
I ain't seen her. Wait, let me go look on. I don't be looking at nobody's pages.
But when they showed the clip of the girl, you couldn't see her face.
Oh.
But you could see her skin. And she looked a little brown. And like Allan had somebody that was a little chocolate.
Mm-hmm. So nah, but I do. I see where you could get that from, because Madison was like, they didn't like each other. Mm-hmm. She did keep saying that, like, we all knew they weren't gonna be together. They didn't like each other, but I don't really think that was playing the victim.
But let's be honest, if this was in this show and y'all in a group of friends and your friend is complaining about how she don't like her husband, they want to get a divorce, do that give you the right to go mess with him?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But I still say, I'm gonna say this.
So can't get in the parameter.
But listen, but I'm
can't get in the parameter of the show, and she can't. You went after this woman's. You went after this woman's husband, whether she liked. I like when you saying that better. Say this woman, because I think we putting too much. Weight on friendship in a Married at First Sight with some people. I don't know you. I'm not saying friends, but you went after this woman's husband, right? That you associated with. And so I'm like Kevin Frazier. I think somebody else said it. You couldn't wait 8 weeks.
I think, like Talisa said, well, I mean, yeah, they could have waited 8 weeks. And again, it was not supposed to come out like that. As far as when it came to the audience knowing, everybody involved knowing, they was going to think it happened at the end, but it didn't come out like that.
Yeah.
They was going to play it.
Yeah. And I think Madison did a good job playing her role with the conversation that they had. They knew that they weren't going to be with them people. And I feel like that they were just going to go through the 8 weeks. And that's why, what's his face? David was just like, so tell me what I could do. Well, what is it that you were like? He wasn't even being defensive because he had already made his mind up. Like, it's whatever. And had he not sent her that damn message, we would just now be finding out that they date. It would just be a thing that they be coming and they be talking about, well, we told everybody that we just started dating. So,
You're right. You're right. Because if he hadn't messed up with that text message,
it wouldn't be no super sleuthing on Michelle's part.
No Nancy Drew and nothing like that. Would have came to the reunion and realized, oh, Kevin want to ask this question.
Why y'all dressed alike?
I heard y'all started dating.
Y'all both got rings on. Like, that would have been something then. And I really feel like this is me with here's me with the energy. I really believe that Michelle kept putting out there, I want something to be wrong. I want something to be wrong. I don't want to be the bad guy. I don't want to be the bad guy. And boom, what happened? Something happened. Like, I really believe we really do have a lot of like design on the way our life works out. So the things that we think about, the things that we say, they may not come the way we want them to, but baby, they coming. So her time I want him to show that he, living in his mama house and ain't saving no money or whatever she was saying. That's probably what she was thinking. Did not know it was going to be, he like your homegirl who ain't really your homegirl. She's just somebody you met 2-3 weeks ago. Like, so I don't know. We got to be careful of things that we say. We need to be mindful. Yeah, we need to be mindful.
Yeah, I like the point that they brought up too. I think Kevin asked the question, could we like go back to the old days? Because remember, it was a point where the couples, they didn't get to meet each other. They didn't know we didn't have no group sessions. We didn't have, at this point, something like this was bound to happen. Well, not like the way it went down, but it was bound to happen. You know what I mean? It would have been better if nobody met nobody until after the fact. Because you got all this cross. It wouldn't even been an opportunity for David to be like, why they ain't match me with her?
Oh, she fine.
He would just be looking at the one he got matched with.
Right. But you remember the old days, they lived back in one of the person's apartments.
Yeah, but I ain't even talking about that far.
You got to put them in. They put them in a central location. He still might have met Madison at the gym. And it still could have. He may not have known that she might have been on the show because they would just send one production team, whatever. But he still might have met her at the gym, and then they could have had that conversation, that dialogue. The old way was that they would come back to somebody's house, and that would be territorial anyway, because it's like, oh, this is my spot.
I would keep that part. I would keep one, a neutral living arrangement. I would keep that part, but. This is the thing. You just brought this up, Glenn. I didn't think about this. Okay, so let's say the couples didn't get to meet each other. They still lived in a space where all the couples were, and this happened with David and Madison. Would nobody be as mad at him about it because he didn't know that was nobody else's spouse? Not that was on Married at First Sight. Now they'd be mad because he shouldn't have been messing around, but it made it worse because it was another person in the couple group.
Right. But Madison's argument wouldn't have been Michelle didn't like him in the first place. She wouldn't know. She wouldn't have known. So,
but he still would have been spilling the beans. Oh my gosh, I'm married to this lady and I just don't know what to do. And
I agree with that. So we talked about Madison, / Tiffany. I mean, Madison anyway. But Madison and Allan met up, and Allan felt like, he from day one that she didn't like him. He felt like from day one that I had to bend over backwards to get you to like me. After the kiss, after all this, you still didn't care about me. And I agree with him. But my thing with Allan is, if you knew this, why did you break your neck so hard spend all that money to impress somebody that you knew didn't like you or was gaslighting you?
Because, yeah, I feel like maybe he thought this was a Jamie and Doug type of thing. I could turn it around. She don't like me right now, but if I show up and show out, you know, things could change. You know, maybe I'll grow on her. I think that's the mindset that he took, and he was feeling her, and he was really hoping that she would come around.
I can see that because, you know, I don't know, not y'all. Most people might have met people. Look at me, not y'all. Y'all been together for forever. Most people have like met people that weren't initially attracted to, right? Like I know I've met, you know, I'm a little shallow sometimes, and
she wasn't attracted to me when she first met me.
But I didn't got quiet.
What I say? Tell the truth.
I wasn't attracted to you, but why would I be looking at you? I had a boyfriend.
You was dating somebody. Wasn't you dating somebody? You was
I was dating somebody too, but I still thought she would look pretty. Like, yo, she attractive.
But I don't know.
Like that. It's different. That's different. That's different. That's different. That's different. You try to act like David right now.
But when I met her, I was like, she's still attractive. We spent like 15, 20 minutes talking.
Bro, I didn't even look at you like that. I was like, I want my roommate to come on so we can go to this mall and go to this store. I wish this dude would stop talking to her. We gotta walk.
I know the truth. Sis in the comments, she said, "I know the truth, Jackie." What you got something you want to know? Look at me. Is there something?
She knows.
I grew on her.
He did.
Yeah, I feel like you can get to know somebody and things can change. But for him to be like, what did he say? I knew when I grabbed her by the waist and she tensed up, right? And then he was like, I really didn't want, you know, we be married. I don't want to have to tell my children that your mom wasn't really attracted to me. You don't have to lie. You don't have to lie. That woman for you was a baddie. You know what I'm saying? She was top tier to you, and you wanted her to be with her and was hoping she would want to be with you. And you were doing all the things that you possibly can because they said that you were a good match. And that's okay. But for you to be, because for you to say, I knew, okay, you knew. And if you didn't think anything was going to happen, then you should have left her alone. You should have stopped trying to spending all that money on them, what's that thing called again? Jackie,
Dr. Smiles.
Yeah, don't spend all that money on Dr. Smile and buy them clothes. You know, even though when he put them clothes on, she was like, "Oh, you look nice." She probably could have eventually been attracted to him, but by the end, she was already into David. Marvina said attraction can grow on women's end, on a woman's end, and I'm all like, I've grown attracted to people. Men don't grow attracted, Glenn.
Oh, we do. I think we over a period of time, you dating somebody, you may not be physically attracted to it, but over time, you can get attracted to it through conversation, through spending time with each other. The looks can change, you know.
So how you meet them, though? You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like for me, in my opinion, men, if they're not attracted to you initially, if they aren't physically attracted to you for something initially, then you ain't even going out on no date with them. That's how I feel when it comes to me.
I think something with men. I think men, we are naturally attracted to somebody by their looks, right? Yeah. By their looks. Naturally, we are men. You're attracted by their looks. Then you learn to be attracted to because of other things than the looks, right? Then the conversation, the way she treats you, the way she smells, the way she interacts. And I ain't been on a date with any other person than Jackie in like 24 years. So it's been a while, right?
More than 24.
Yeah, well, yeah, 24. I mean, we've been married for 24.
I was saying, yeah.
Just what? Yeah, that's a long time.
25.
25 years. So, but again, you can see those things because you're attracted to people based off their look, conversation, they smell. But initially, your attraction is off of looks.
It gotta be.
Your attraction is off because you see her across the room. She got some nice thighs. She got some, whatever case may be, ties, whatever you're into. Whatever you're at, and that was her face, her eyes, her hair. The hair could be flowing. Whatever you're attracted to. Some people can like eyes and things. So it's like, okay, cool. Let me go have a conversation. Let me go talk. And then when they open their mouth, you're like, oh, okay. She got all her teeth. The conversation is good. The voice is right. Because let's be honest, because some voices you don't do. I don't need Michelle. Yeah, right?
I don't. Them men with them soft. Them.
Yeah.
I dated one once, and it was difficult, but I did it.
So
you just said something I was about to say too, not to get off on a tangent at all, but that's the thing. I feel like most people, your attraction when it comes to the physical, it don't necessarily grow, because up front, that's the first thing when you see somebody is their height, their weight, their eyes, their lips, their face, or whatever. So, but attraction definitely does dwindle when it comes to looks, like you just talked about. Once that, from across the room, she was like, and then when you got closer, she opened all these teeth, or you smelled it. It might have been,
a whole lot, yeah.
The voice. When he got closer, you were like, "Oh wait, what's that on his face?" Oh no.
Hey,
no,
look, G, I've seen people. I dated in Baltimore, girl. Look, I did it in Baltimore. Listen, you got to make sure, right? But you know, but even now with makeup, man, because y'all do a wonderful job. Y'all do a wonderful job, because you go home with somebody and look one way, and when you wake up the next morning,
it'd be like that lady on "I'm gonna get you, sucker."
It's like a totally
stop pulling stuff off.
It's a totally different person, and you be like, "Hold on for a minute, they ain't who I saw last night."
Well, we feel like that about men and they hats. And if you better be handsome without that beard and that goatee and stuff, because that's their makeup. Okay, like listen.
True.
Listen. Yeah.
So it's those type of things. So you have to have much more than that when you're dating these days, or in period. So Allan had that, and she wanted Allan to be something different, than what he was.
Which again, I feel like she's the boy that cried wolf, because even her friends was like, or her family members. So Madison likes a pretty boy. I'm questioning you. I don't think that's true.
That's not David.
I don't know, because David is definitely not no pretty boy.
But I think he's attractive if you like.
But she has that attractive
person. As long as, I'm gonna tell you where I was like, on wedding day when he had that man bun, absolutely. I'll even take it the way he had it on the reunion. But that floppy ponytail on the side.
I even take the 2 braids he had when they showed us in the but when it's all, it's a little bit much.
And when he got it like we be wearing ours with just a headband. With
the headband. Yeah, the headband be in the pineapple. It'd be a little bit much. But he got to keep his hair healthy. We know he got to keep his hair healthy, y'all.
Yeah.
Right. How do y'all feel about Madison feeling bad about deceiving Allan? Do you think that was legit, or is?
I think it was legit.
I think it's always been legit. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why, especially it was legit. There's it's Sunday. I'm gonna go there. There's a scripture that says, it's like, when you treat somebody right, I want to get it. I'll find it later. But when you treat somebody right, when they did you wrong, it's like heaping hot coals on their head. And that's what she was like. She says she had to respect Allan, because he could have been cussing her out. He could have dragged her, and he didn't.
He could have did a Michelle.
And so that's why I think she was genuine, because she was like, I deserve all the smoke, and he is not giving it to me. Like he's giving it, but some of us would have really turned that whole room upside down. Yeah. And he didn't. Even a year later, immediately, like, he lost it in the kitchen when everything came out. But other than that, and when he came back to the apartment, burning stuff and tearing stuff up, but what he could give her, he didn't give her. Yeah. And I think because of that, she really genuine was like, I feel extra bad because he's being pretty nice about it. He
being okay, cordial. He's being really cordial about things that he don't have to be. He could have been really, you're right, he could have been bad. And she should feel, and I do believe it was real. And I do think low key, I feel like he's still a little sad. Okay. I don't care if he got somebody, but I was looking at him and I was like, did he cry before he come? Why is his eyes so red? Maybe he hot. Maybe he was smoking some Mary Jane or something. I don't know, but he looking a little like a little bit like affected by having to watch them be dressed alike and hold hands and have to deal with that, but he's doing really well. But more importantly, when he talks about he got a girlfriend from when he from a matchmaker from a week before, I was like, and so she was just waiting around for you? What was you talking to her? What's really going on?
Talisa, thank you. Sis, we think alike, sis. Mm-hmm. Sis, we think alike, right? Because he's like, well, the day before we supposed to get married, she reached out to my what's up? And then after a week or so afterwards, she called me again. I told her that we kept in contact. Something he said that made her think like, y'all keeping in contact? Like, hold on for a minute.
What's going on?
Yeah, like what's going on here, David? Mm-hmm. Like, wait a minute. I mean, Allan, what's going on here?
Allan, but you see how you said David? Because it sure felt like something David would have done.
Yeah, right. It felt like, hold on for a minute. So you and this girl are keeping contact? Like, was it when you feeling lonely and Madison left you at the apartment by yourself that you wanted to get on social media? Like, why? How does she know what's going on with you and this guy? And so now you guys are in a relationship, and I know this a year afterward, but she reached out. Like, wait till I get, I'm not married no more. I'm like, hold up. She waited for you? I know it's 2 months, right? 8 weeks. Did you reach out to her as soon as you found out about Madison and David?
You never know.
You never know.
On that way home while you were so upset and drunk in the backseat of that dang on Uber or whatever you was in.
Right. So, because Kevin,
remember how I told you I was getting married? Yeah, that broad stuck.
I'm still open to you now. I'm getting a divorce. So all that.
I believe he probably raked he raked Madison over the coals that night and talked to her.
But as the woman who was on the outside, I probably would have been like, I don't want to fool with you. I ain't no option number 2 because something didn't work out. But that's just me.
It might have been friendly between them, but again, friendliness turns into something else. All right, when you're in relationships and when you're married.
All right, Roger, I see you. Yeah.
I just look at marriage as being something different,
Yeah.
Until like I have a problem with Brandon and Emem. Like until it's over, I don't think y'all should be.
Oh, it was over. That had been over.
That had been over for so long.
Mm-hmm.
She was Facebooking him, honey. But when she found out that man didn't want to be bothered. I know she was going to keep on going if it was challenging and all of that. She knew that it was not going nowhere. And she was texting Brandon on Facebook. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All by herself. Yeah, I went on Married at First Sight. It ain't
well, the cousin was dropping him all the information anyway. The cousin was telling him what was going on anyway with her. So that's my belief. That's my story. And I'm sticking to it.
Mm-hmm.
So anything else on Allan and Madison that you guys want to talk about, share that we missed? You guys in the chat, anything else about Allan and Madison, go ahead and drop it in the chat. Let's go to Iki and Emem since we're talking about them. Iki, at least they were cordial. I can say at least they were cordial. He never showed his head. He always got a hat on.
I think he's Muslim.
Really?
You've seen a little picture of him at home with the hat without the thing in the beginning when they showed us, scenes you've never seen before. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. Real quick, to Camille and Thomas, the scene that we never saw before with them with the baby.
That was funny.
Yeah, I was like, okay, baby gonna be crying. Shut up.
Let me pin you down.
Pin you down and wrap you up.
I wish they would have shown more stuff like that with them two. It gave a different side of Camille, right? The motherly side, and that we could have seen. Another couple did that in an episode. Was it Houston? Was it Michelle and not Michelle? Rachel and what's that dude? I always forget the husband name.
Rachel and
Jose.
Yeah, Jose and Rachel.
Jose and Rachel did the baby.
I don't remember. Yeah,
they did the baby thing as well. But I thought that was cute with Thomas and Camille. But with Casey, man, Casey never seems to be. When he talks to Emem, his seems like his energy just goes. Whenever she comes into the room, his energy and his emotion.
I feel like it wasn't as extreme. Yeah. I feel like it wasn't as extreme this time, but yeah, definitely. I
think we heard him talk a little more this time than we've had all season. I think these are the most sentences that we've heard at one time from him. And I'm gonna give him credit for being honest about them being different people, being honest about not understanding one another, and that he was partly responsible. So I'm gonna give him some credit in some of the things, but Why he don't want to tell nobody if he dating or not? If he got a girlfriend or not? What is wrong with you, Ikechi? Like,
he be lying.
I was like, bruh, like Kevin said, it's a reunion. We supposed to be catching up on what everybody's doing.
I don't know. He be lying. Like, I got a date here in a few minutes, but only after Brandon checks you, say, hey, this is my fiance. Oh yeah, I mean leaving soon. I got a date. Dude be lying. Again, Ryan, thank you. He's still faking phone. He be still on that BS.
So
still on that stuff.
I'm glad he finally said, but at the same time, I feel like he said he wasn't physically and sexually attracted to her. Okay, you could have been said that, bro. You could have been said that.
Lies.
No, that's why I said it might be a farce a little bit, but maybe not, because think about all the excitement with the being married at first sight and the honeymoon and all your adrenaline rushing. Look at Allan and Madison. They shared a kiss and was all bunned up in the
But if I'm a man, I'm not
elevator.
If I'm a man, I'm not attracted to you, right? Why am I taking your hand and put it on my junk?
Because that's what men do. Men be nasty and let me see if I can get her to get with it. Listen, don't act like if she would have dropped her clothes off and he would have been okay with it, and he couldn't be unattracted to her tomorrow. Like what? Like,
we literally saw that with Chris and Paige.
When I told Chris Paige, I'm talking about Casey. The way that he came off, but like, she's nasty. She's super aggressive.
Your question was, if he wasn't attracted to her, why would he put his hand on her junk? And I said, case in point,
her hand on his junk. Yeah, she ain't got no junk. She ain't got no junk. That'd be a whole different show.
Her hand on his junk. And case in point, let's not even in the real world, because we know plenty of people in the real world that be full out having sex with people and don't care two bits about them.
Not attracted to them or nothing. It's just
not nothing.
They want to get what they.
It's just some between the legs. Yeah. Hey, but let's go. We don't even got to go that far. On Married at First Sight, Chris literally the next day said, I thought if I did it with her, that would help. And it didn't. All these Asian queens, all these Hispanic queens, all these white queens, and you gonna bring me this. So you're not gonna tell me that it ain't. And I'm not just saying men. Women do it sometimes.
Women do it too. Yeah.
But we talk about men. A man, a coochie is a coochie is a coochie, and a man don't care. So they'll cuss you out the next day.
But he didn't want that though, right? According to him, he didn't want that, because she tried to push up on him. He was like, no, I want to get physical. But yet you're still physical with this woman. In that little video they saw, you was real close.
It was just the adrenaline. It was you trying to. It was just
when it was a couple to the couples. He was all touchy feely. Something changed. So he may not want to be honest. There was a shift in the atmosphere, in my opinion.
It's just like I said,
that made his attraction.
You can be attracted to somebody, and the attraction dwindle because of something. I'm not denying that. Absolutely. So I think he might have the initial, like we were just talking about, that first sight, he's married at first sight. On first sight, it might have been like, yeah. And then after a while, he was like, no, actually, no.
The way my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, she's African, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I love Africans. Don't judge me right now. I told y'all who to judge. That was your mom. Sometimes people of other backgrounds, like African, even Jamaican, sometimes some of the foods that they eat and the way that they care for themselves is different than us as Black people. So a smell can come out of your pores from just like the food and things that you eat and you drink, and that could totally turn me off. And so her being fully African, and what does she normally eat? I don't know if we saw a lot of the food. We saw that about the fish tacos. That's all we saw.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so something as minimal but as big as that could turn somebody off. Like, and I'm not saying that that's not what it is. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just telling y'all that in my experiences and some of my homegirl experiences and a couple dudes I know, including my brother, these are conversations that we have had. Like, we'd be like, oh, he was fine as F-U-C-K. But baby, I couldn't handle the smell. I couldn't, it was, when he was close to me, I was like, well, what you like to eat? You know, you're trying to figure some things out.
It was kung fu fighting your nose.
I don't know. So I don't know.
But along those lines, maybe we have different routine when it comes to cleanliness.
Yeah.
When it comes, it could be
that's a big deal. That cleanliness, that hygiene. I'm out. Like that's a big deal.
Well, High Vibe says this. I'm gonna put this up. I believe the theory that Emem told him about Brandon when they was getting to know each other, and he got turned off then. Maybe when they was opening up, she said, "I used to be in a relationship." Maybe that's a good. I mean, that's a good theory. I've heard that before too.
She said they wasn't in a relationship. That her and Brandon wasn't in a relationship.
But she said she was in a relationship with a guy right before a long-term relationship prior to the show. Now, I don't believe Brandon and Emem story anyway. That they only because the way if you go back to the scene when he talked, he's like, "Well, I get a second chance." Well, when was your first chance, bro? Yeah, this is your first. When in grade school? You counting that chance in grade school? He said when they was having dinner for the first time. Now I give me a second chance. So when's the second chance? Now, your sister wants you to tell her theory. What's her theory?
What did she say?
She said, "Tell them my theory. Your theory of." You almost had some private conversation. What's the theory?
I can't look. I can't remember offhand, sister. What did we talk about? Because we talk about so much. What did we say about Brandon and
the honey packet was so embarrassing to watch? Yes, the honey packet. He like, my mama might be watching this. At that point, he was done. Whatever she did that day, whatever happened, it was done. He didn't want her to touch him. He didn't want her to touch him. Yeah. So it was through that day. Hey, Talisa, I want to bring up this one, man. The how Ikechi. Do you believe Ikechi? I don't. When he said that his aggressive comment was more about her business persona and her acumen than it was about her the way she behaved in a relationship and the love. And to me, it seemed like he flipped it.
I'm glad that he changed it. I don't know if he was telling the truth or not, but I'm glad that he watched somebody's stuff and they said, you can't be calling Black women aggressive. So I think that he was upset and that he absolutely, when he said it, that's what he meant. But I think that I think I'm glad that he was like, you know, because she is goal oriented and, you know, knows what she wants. And, you know, maybe he could have used the word assertive instead. But I'm glad that he absolutely changed it. You know what I'm saying? And I think he did a low-key apology, if I remember, for saying that. Because that's the wrong thing to say to a Black woman. Because after he would have called me aggressive, we would have been done. That I'm aggressive. Let me show you aggressive. Let me show you the difference between me being aggressive and me just knowing what I want and how to get there. Like
inward, please.
It was on my tongue. I was like, whoa.
But that's what I think too. And I think it's bad for somebody that's a poet and has a way with words. But I think what he really meant was assertive, and he should not have used aggressive. Whether he was talking about her business acumen or even the way she was assertive, not aggressive. And I think, he did kind of apologize for that. You know, I shouldn't have used those words. No, you should not have, sir. And you should have known that before it came out your mouth. But you were so busy gaslighting her and just being your funky self that I feel like in that moment he was like, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. And side note, that was my sister's theory. My sister's theory was that after her putting his hand on, after him putting her hand on his junk, that then when it came time to kind of like bust a move, he couldn't come through with it. And so, you know, after that, they had a problem.
I say,
she seemed like if he couldn't
rise to the occasion
and hold his end of the bargain, and she seemed like she was still okay with like, let's work through it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna
be honest, I had a conversation with me and my brother be talking about all kind of stuff. And he had a conversation, and he said to me, whenever it comes to barrier sexes, I can't do it. He said, it just seems like, the women think it's them, but it's me. My body is like, oh, he said, it has nothing to do with the women themselves. And once we've gotten to know each other and had all our tests, and then it's time to get down, they be like, well, where this been? Because he said it got something to do with knowing that the barrier is, my body is like, I'm not gonna like this, or whatever he told me. So I mean, that's a thing. Like, and I feel like she would have been open to working with him, getting to the place.
Oh yeah, and that's what she said. Like, she was willing to work with him, but he just, yeah, he got it. Wasn't working. It wasn't happening, and he was like, "Ooh, she get on my nerves." Type of thing.
I love everybody's theories.
Yeah,
but making stuff up because we don't know, and I like it.
Well, I like it too because everybody.
But see, this what happened, EKG, when you don't be open and you don't tell us what happened. Will you leave it to our imagination? And so there.
And my imagination is something else.
Bree says this. He said it was because she was coming on to him. He meant what he said the first time. I agree with you. That's my thing. He agreed. He said what he said. When you say whatever the first thing that come out your mouth, that's what you mean. So when you saw yourself on TV, your book stopped selling. You start getting all this backlash.
Was it selling in the first place? Anyway,
when you want your books to sell, when you start getting all this backlash from the community and from women, now you change it to when you were talking about her business. They didn't ask you about her business. They asked you what about her characteristics, and you said she was aggressive. Meant that, and what she meant, like you said, that he meant assertive, but you wasn't talking about business. You were talking about her as a person and how she be coming on to you, how she be doing whatever else to you, and that's what he said. He asked he asked could he wish he could take it back. He said yes. He wish he would have took it back.
Yeah, he know that wasn't right.
Right.
The one thing I did. Yeah, go. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say the one thing I did really like in their sit down with Kevin was when Emem was like, if I could go back and do it again, I wouldn't have been so pressed to try to work it out. I would have respected myself more when I saw the a-hole side of him. I would have been like, you know what? No. Because, she looked back and was like, girl, you look desperate.
You look stupid.
You look desperate. You look really
and stupid. Yeah.
She looked bad.
Yeah.
Let's keep trying. My husband.
And she said that's part of her personality. Like, that's who she is. When there's a challenge, she's not somebody that's just going to give up on something. And then when you hear her talking about her and Brandon and the roller coaster that she has been in for a year, it just shows again that she's not a person that's going to give up on something. So evidently they got some issues, and I want to know, like, okay, that's enough about y'all. Tell me what happened with his soon-to-be ex-wife. Let me and the
kids. Right. I guess
that's what I want to know now, ma'am.
We got to tune in for next week.
I hope so. I hope they share a little something, and he just don't want to have Pastor Cal talking about marry me. Marry us. Tell us what's going on.
What's
really going on? And then one thing about they asked Ikechi what kind of woman was. He said, well, Michelle Obama.
He don't know.
He said Michelle. Man, everybody, look. You see what Barack and Michelle has, right? You don't know what happened between closed doors.
But didn't Kevin say that?
Yeah, I think Kevin said you don't know what happened when they first started. She and Michelle says in her book, like, she had to get Barack to stop smoking and doing all kind of stuff.
We always look at the end of a thing and how beautiful it is, but you don't know what it took for people to get there.
And it takes work to get to a place where you guys are peanut butter and jelly, as they say, as he said. You know what I'm saying? It takes work.
Yeah.
So
Michelle probably had to curse him out a few times. She probably gave him some words. Okay, I ain't gonna even tell. She gave him
on his head. She probably still be. But now Barack, now, come on.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah, good point, D. If he wants a Michelle, he needs to present or show up like a Barack.
Hello.
Yes, good point, D.
Hello.
Yeah, show up then. He can't. We've been telling you to show up.
He ain't got it in him. He ain't got it in him.
Oh, that sounds like a challenge. Challenge. No, I'm sorry. that sound like a challenge. Step up. We saw David and Michelle kind of briefly have a conversation.
And she's still salty. She's still salty.
She's salty, and Kevin kept asking David again, when did y'all really hook up? Like, Mama, tell us now.
We got to find out this next one. This next one they're going to say. I'm hoping I hope he stick with the plan that they had. The plan was.
Yeah.
Man, stick with the lie, dog. Wink, wink, stick with the lie. We don't know if we're going to stick with the lie or not, man.
But like Kevin said, at this point, it's over and done with. You might as well just go ahead and tell it.
Stick with the lie, okay? That's what got you in trouble the first time. Stick with if you're gonna lie, you got to stay with the lie.
Yeah.
And the problem with lying is that once you lie, you're gonna add more to that lie and more to that lie, and somehow you end up forgetting. So yeah.
We'll see there. Also with who's not Michelle. What's the other part? Oh, when the women met. When all the women talked about, they still all talk except for.
They said they have multiple group chats.
So
obviously there's a group chat that Madison and Michelle are not in together.
Yeah.
Because why would we be?
Like, how many would be still together after 10 years or would still talk? Everybody said, we will. Except for Madison and Michelle. Michelle's like, I have nothing to say to this girl after the show. I don't want to see her. I don't want to talk to her. We probably
want to talk to you.
We probably never see each other again. Yeah, I can't keep. Look, Michelle looked nice, but you can't keep giving her smoke. Her heart was. I can say heart was broken.
Her pride was
broken. Her pride was broken. It was embarrassed. Her pride. It wasn't a heart. It was her pride. That how can this happen underneath my nose? How can a person I call a friend take my man?
I don't think it's that. It's how could this man that live in his parents' basement smoke cigarettes, cuss, and got a beer keg? Not him not liking me. Not him stepping out on me because I treated him like a dog. What? That's what it is. It ain't
exactly what it is. Exactly what you said. And then on top of that, I think Michelle got a decent job. So I think she got something going. I think she got a really nice job.
She pulled herself up the bootstraps.
What'd you say? She do what?
She pulled herself up from the bootstraps.
I was literally about to say the same thing.
From the bottom to the top, she pulled herself up, and you better not say anything different about her and her spot. And
then when you look at Madison has a decent job too. So I think a good job because she talks about how people judge her based on the way she looks. So not only do possibly Madison look better, I don't know, Dove, like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what the level of attraction is, but maybe people would find Madison more attractive than Michelle. And then Madison got a decent job, and now you with this one, and you moved him into your house on top of that. Oh, I'm embarrassed.
That's it too. And Madison's 2 years younger than Michelle, and she's a younger woman who stole her
man. Girl, he wasn't her man. She didn't like it
at all.
Like,
she was trying, y'all. Hold up. I gotta be that guy. Y'all said earlier, about 34 minutes ago, that you can learn to like somebody. Your attraction can grow towards somebody. Okay. So what if her attraction was moving slowly?
It wasn't. It was not. You ain't. Why you gonna even pretend and ask us a question like her attraction? You was watching right with us. That girl.
Ain't no what.
What she told the experts were that my walls were slowly coming down.
But her walls was coming down, not to have an ick, and maybe we could still be cool and be friends. It was not to be married to that man.
Maybe she was growing to be attracted to David.
No.
And the lie, I wish he didn't lie because I wanted to see the end of this.
I would have liked to see how,
If he had not lied and she said her walls was coming down, I would love to have seen how far her wall would have came down. If she said it on the reunion, we might have said no. We would have said no.
The only wall that was going to come down is the nastiness that she was getting. That's the wall that was coming down. Right. I can get past. Maybe I could be kinder to this man.
Yeah.
Yes. That's the only wall that was coming down.
Because they didn't see each other. She worked days, he worked nights. So that would be the only thing is to say hello. hello, how are you? She couldn't even ask how your day was. I think Kinder would have been asking, how was your day? It's good to see you today. Okay, well, I'm going to bed, or I see you at work, or whatever. Have a good day at work. I don't know.
You know, I mean, think about something. At least Allan tried to stay up for his wife while she was at the club. Michelle couldn't stay up for her man because he was at work, allegedly.
Oh, that wasn't on you though, D. We was just saying that wasn't specifically on you when we were saying he was.
Yeah,
It wasn't specifically to you. No, that was just that was shenanigans that we be doing.
That's it.
Just shenanigans.
But yeah, no, I really wish I would have liked to see how it have played out if all had not come out like it was. Like, what would have been her reason then? What would have been her reason then? And I think they would have held her feet to the fire more, because I think, unfortunately, because they did what they did, a little heat came off of her. They took the heat off of Michelle.
Yeah.
So.
And if Michelle wasn't there, Madison would have been the person who had would have gotten all that heat because with Allan. Because they was really acting the same way, just different men. They really were. So
what we see now, you know, we didn't see Juan and Carla, but you know, after this week, a lot of stuff come out about Juan and Carla, right?
Specifically,
Juan dropping information here. Juan is sending the whole paragraphs and letters. If you have not seen it, he's doing live videos. I may just drop one later and talk about more Juan and Carla. But he's talking about how Carla didn't have a job, how Carla got out of the storage shed, how he cleaned up 75% of the time, how he was on the show, how they came to him. He was on the show, and it was just a show to him, basically just a show to him. He didn't really want to get married. You know, he was here for the marriage, but he wasn't going to stay married. And now you got families harassing each other, blackmailing. You got Juan coming out talking about, we said things in contracts that we weren't supposed to say. How did your sister know information about this? We weren't supposed to talk about this. And I want to know what this is. Since the sister brought it up, like, there's some things that Carla know that we ain't supposed to say. Like, whatever you shared. He was basically calling Juan. She was basically calling Carla worse than David. Like, cause we talk about David in the basement. Carla had no place to live. Carla had no job. Carla doing hair out the house. Carla had no entrepreneur dreams or aspirations when it comes to Juan. So he's like, Carla was just here.
Well, his thing is the one live that I saw. His thing is they were mad at him for talking about stuff that obviously happened on the show, which was they went to the storage shed, that she let her lease go, that she did
get fired.
Yes, that she did have that whatever event she was supposed to do in New York, but didn't have. He was like, they're dragging me because I'm talking about stuff that actually happened. Meanwhile, the stuff that we said we weren't going to talk about, I haven't talked about. But you're mad because I'm casting her in the wrong light. But this is stuff that everybody that watched the show knew about. And I'm just like, dang, it looks like, even though they said no on decision day, that they would be, you know, cordial and everything, but it's not turning out that way.
Some said Juan still wants his 15 minutes of fame.
But that was the other thing he said too. He said the other thing is, and he's true. This goes back to the conversation we was having a few minutes ago. He was like, I just wasn't attracted to her. I physically attracted to her, and that's well within your rights.
That is what he said on that. Whatever that thing is, I saw. He said I wasn't physically attracted.
Yeah, he's not just and that's his prerogative. It is.
But at some point on the honeymoon, though, it seemed like he was physically attracted. It wasn't until after she said, I ain't bring no bag, because he said I was having a good time with David or whatever that was at one time, and he felt
petty.
Huh?
She got petty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, listen, we all be a little petty sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
We all be a little petty, but it's too soon. It was too soon for her to be so petty.
Don't you forget about?
And the biggest thing he said
about
too,
Carla.
Yeah, don't forget about Carla. And the other thing he said too, which I was like, this is true. He said, and just because I got a brother who does tarot cards. That don't mean I'm into it. He was like, it was too many crystals. It was too much sage. It was too many candles. He was like, I don't do that.
In translation,
I don't do that.
In translation, he didn't want her to be working the demonic stuff, according to him. In translation, everybody don't understand it. They demonize.
Maybe that's what he was saying.
One was like, I'm not
but
into
he was
the whole
like,
religion.
I don't like it.
I'm not
like
into
it.
that whole sound bowls and what sound baths and
I don't know if he was seeing it as demonic because his brother do tarot cards, so that couldn't possibly be it. It was the fact that she was spiritual, period. He don't want no spirituality, nothing. Catholic or nothing. Because the mama's Catholic, the brother does tarot. I feel like that's what he don't go probably over to his mama house because his mama too Catholic. Ain't no telling. The man don't the spirituality is too much for him. I think that he is very much so that's all I got. You know, I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? I don't want to say atheist. You know what I mean? I don't want to say any of that. But I think that he does not see spirituality the same as his mother or his brother or Carla. Any of that is weird to him. So.
And that's his prerogative. That's his thing. He like, y'all want to crucify me because I have my preferences. That's just not my preference.
And I think both of them wanted. He realized when he wasn't attracted to Carla. Let me make this fun. Let me be the good guy on TV, and maybe that is his personality. Let me be the nice guy. I'm not gonna be rude. We still gonna be friends. I'm still gonna be cordial. That's why he still asks, "Can we be friends after this?" And I think he's keeping everything PC and he's keeping everything within the realm of their contract.
But I think that's how I don't think that's an act for him though. I didn't get that. I think that's because when he said, I don't like this, but it's not that I don't like her. We can still enjoy these 8 weeks and and they had a good time. So yeah, I don't think that was a farce for him. I still don't think it is.
I think High Vibe has a point. He likes things to be superficial.
That could be true.
That could totally be it because anything that would make him go deeper.
Yeah.
Yes, that I feel like that's valid.
Might be valid because he got a new girl. She
don't say nothing and do nothing.
She don't burn no sage.
She go to work and go work out. She get up in the morning and go work out at the gym. Then she go to work and then she eat and she go to bed. She can cook because Carla can't cook. He said she couldn't even turn on the oven on that thing. Yeah.
So and for that, I'm not mad at him. For that, I'm not mad at him. She didn't clean up
nothing. Yeah.
Nothing.
So why y'all want that man to marry? I mean, not y'all. Not y'all. Y'all tell me. When I say y'all, I mean people, viewers, people, chat, watchers. Why people want him to marry a girl or mad at him because he didn't want to marry? He didn't want to stay married to somebody who couldn't cook nor clean.
I don't know why. I don't think most people mad. I think her family's mad at him.
She couldn't cook, couldn't clean, and she ain't had no job.
And she didn't even really try and cook or clean. We didn't see her do anything but light her sage and Palo Santo and get her crystals. We did not see much of anything else from her. Talk about her good energy, which is great, but there's so much more. There's got to be more to you than just that. And not being able to clean up. Okay, fine, I can't cook, but I can learn. But being able to clean up, that's a skill that your mama didn't make you.
But even worse than that, Talisa, you sitting there watching me
clean up.
You ain't even really helping.
No.
So I don't know.
First of all, I wouldn't cook or clean for a man who's you're trying.
I understand that. I do understand that. You're living there. You should clean up for yourself, right? Like
I get
that's what I'm about to say. But we both gotta eat.
I get it. I'm
gonna cook for myself.
But sometimes it's nice to be nice.
I'm gonna cook for myself.
Because at the end of the thing, you want to try to be married to this person. At least show me you can boil water.
I'm live.
Show me you can cook. Show me you know how to turn on the stove.
Yeah.
Show me you can.
Yeah, because they said she didn't know how to use the stove. It was a gas stove. She didn't know how to turn on the gas stove.
Right. High vibe, good. He also talked about her
Y'all gonna see me beat up my son real quick, my oldest one. Don't worry, it's gonna be fine.
When she slept late, I'm not mad at him. But it was a weekend too. I'm not mad at him for sleeping late. I don't know. We can't sleep around. We can't sleep late around this house.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody always up early.
Yeah, and late ain't late.
Late ain't late.
Once I feel like once you get to a certain age. And once you have a certain dynamic in your house, I don't know how you could sleep till 11 o'clock unless you was up super late and then go to sleep till 1, 2, 3 in the morning anyway. But that's neither here nor there.
Body still can't do it. But Juan and Carla, we find out more from there.
Yeah,
but
we'll see next week.
But they're more interested now to me on social media than they were when they were on the show. I get more information from Carla and Juan. Y'all go vote for Juan because he want to win this contest, y'all.
What contest he trying to win?
An entrepreneur contest. You gotta go on Reddit. He went on Reddit. He put a link out there, and that he wants people to vote for him in this entrepreneur contest. He talks about how he has a 6-figure job and how he has multiple investments. One talks like he got money, and he got paper. He's good, and he's okay. And so
I think he is.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm not knocking him.
I'm sure he is.
Carla talks about energy all the time, but he wanted somebody to match his energy when it came to business, and who came to.
He wasn't doing it,
and she didn't match that. He didn't match his energy, so it's okay if he didn't like her. He didn't mistreat her. He just didn't like her. He wasn't attracted to her.
In respect that he was still kind to her.
He respected and kind to her. So, we'll see more about Juan and Carla. Hey, you guys leave a comment in the comment section below, man. What do you think about the reunion? We didn't really see nobody. Ain't nobody go loving hip hop. Ain't nobody really explode. Everybody was peaceful for the most part.
I want some drama.
Right, there was no drama in this.
I think it's about to pop off next time, but it's gonna pop off with.
I thought about going live that Tuesday night, but I'm like, what do I really talk about? Ain't no drama. I'm like,
we'll see.
We'll see. I thought about it.
I was really proud that they were very cordial, but low key, because it ain't my life. I'd like to see a little drama. I like
to see a little shake in the table.
A little bit.
Table.
In my life, I want it to be in somebody else's issue, not mine. So
right. So, hey, leave a comment in the comment section below. But Talisa, before we get out of here, what you got going on? What's coming up next for you?
I don't really have much going on. I am gonna still review Ready to Love. I haven't watched it yet, but Glenn tells me that it's off until the summer, so I got to find something to watch in between time and review because I'm ready. You know what? I'm feeling it. I'm back. I feel like I want to do something at least once a week, and if I don't have anything to review or nothing to watch, then what? I'm bringing back Truthful Thursday. It probably won't start next week. Maybe it'll start at the beginning of April. I don't know. Truthful Thursday is so old, but it's good for your spirit. And I still have the book club. We're reading Sky Full of Elephants by Sibo. I cannot think his last name right now, but by him. So yeah, that's what I got going on. That's what I got going on. Not much.
Definitely. We just got Married at First Sight, Ready to Love. I've done that. We may do.
You finished Love Is Blind, right?
Yeah, but I stopped doing reviews on Love Is Blind. They made me mad. So I stopped doing those. And then we're probably pick up on Never Ever Meets. That's coming on soon. And then there's a new one that they're talking about where your mom's involved. I gotta find out the name of it. I can't remember the name. If y'all remember the name of that one, I might do that as well. If anything that you want us to review, go ahead and just drop that in the chat box. And so we can find out, we can watch it. Well, I can. I don't know, Jack might be on board. Jack might be on board. He's got a lot going on.
I'll be watching the stuff a lot of time, but I don't necessarily participate in the review.
See a lot going on.
Maybe from across the room. I might just holler. When he's recording, I might just holler across the room. I know. I ain't like that neither.
And then, like I said, we try to work on this matrimony thoughts to give you some episodes because I really think that it's helpful and it's needful dealing with married couples and some thoughts that we had. Because as you see here, we don't always think alike, but we've been married for almost 25 years. So it's good. So we just want to share some thoughts with you guys and some advice as well.
Okay.
That's the show I'm talking about.
Tell me what the name of it. Where I'm gonna find
it. Mothers pick dates for their sons. I can't remember the name of the show.
Yeah, we just saw it.
I just saw it. But D, I think I might do that one as well. And then
Moses is crazy too. I can't wait.
and if Talisa watches early and records us a little earlier, we might we might get back to doing reviewing Ready to Love together.
You know, I don't be early on nothing. I'm working on it.
My sister, all you gotta do is hit me up, sis. Be like, yo, I want to do this panel discussion. Me, you, Ready to Love, and I'll be ready for you.
Okay. I mean, we could do that anyway since you told me they taking a break.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I was like, he didn't catch it. I was like, did I say this summer? Why I say this summer? This summer when? This summer is June.
Yeah. It's gonna be on OWN. I couldn't remember the name, Need D, but it's on OWN. And I might do Family and Fiance.
No. Oh, you might do Family and Fiance?
Yeah, I might do
it. I'm gonna watch yours. You do it. I'm gonna watch because I do it every now and again, and I be like, this crazy. I don't think I could do a review on stuff where I be looking at and be like, oh, this is crazy, because I talk crazy when I'm watching it, so I can't really. I'm all like, I can't do a review. I can't do a review. They're gonna shut me down.
Some of that stuff is crazy. So just check out for new content that we may have, man. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for rocking with us each and every week. All Cause Love Story's doing well. I know some of you guys are asked, and they'll be back here shortly. So hope you guys are doing well. Keep subscribing to all our channels. Make sure you subscribe, bell notification, join our memberships, join all kind of stuff. We should just do
subscribe and like the video,
and we should just do some just enjoy us, and then we'll enjoy you guys. Have a great evening, and we talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Peace. Don't hurt yourself.
You see me?
Bye.